So greetings from Pennsylvania once again. I'm still down here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Kind of on a little day trip down here today. This is in southeastern Pennsylvania. We just got done filming a little intro video to the Doan Gang. But now, I'm going to kind of introduce another series we're going to start. And it's about the Delaware Canal. Exploring the Delaware. You know, some people are going to ask, aren't you already doing a canal series? The Union Canal? And yes, I am. And no, I'm not going to stop filming that series. I'm too vested in that series. I have a lot of fun with that. But I am going to start another canal series, and I do have several reasons why. I am walking along the Delaware Canal right here a little bit. It's very different than a Union Canal. Here's just a section of the towpath trail we'll walk along, and here is the Delaware Canal. Actually, there's water in it, because we did get a lot of rain recently too. And parked just up there. There's some few information boards we'll look at later. Up that way is Point Pleasant, and down this way is New Hope, so that's kind of where we are. Beautiful along here. So in this video, I'll give you a brief history of the Delaware Canal, and of course I'm going to mention too why I've decided to start a second series, another canal series. I actually think it'll help in understanding the Union Canal a lot better too. I think that's someone's private home right there. That would be amazing. Yeah, there is the Delaware River is right over here, flowing pretty strong right now. Not sure what this is right here. Almost looks like a lock, but it might be a lock right here. I don't know. How's that look? But we're not here to find any of the locks just yet. So this canal was completed back in 1832. Because remember that the Union Canal was completed roughly 1828. So we're about the same time. The huge difference is going to be how long they lasted. Union Canal was abandoned roughly 1884. The Delaware Canal, 1931. So it lasted almost 50 years longer than the Union Canal. Which is going to be why there's so much more preserved of the Delaware Canal, which is one of the main reasons I decided to do it. There's other reasons too, but you're going to be able to see a lot more along the Delaware Canal, what the canal actually looked like and how it functioned. Some of the locks, we have found some really cool locks on the Union Canal, but most of them, to be honest, are in pretty bad shape. There's one that was restored that kind of has the doors on it, but they're kind of falling down and stuff. Here in the Delaware Canal, they have fully restored locks that actually work. If I remember the website I went to, they have some that we'll be able to see. Because there was so much more preservation done. When this was abandoned, it was preserved. A lot more of it. Also, like the aqueducts, we talk about some of the aqueducts on the Union Canal, but they're all gone. The ones here on the Union Canal, the ones here on the Delaware Canal, you can still see. They still exist. So a lot of the infrastructure here on the Delaware Canal is still here and preserved. And also too, the whole length of it is a state park. I think at least the vast majority of it is. So you can see the towpath here, we won't be busting through brush and thorns and stuff just to get a view of it. And that's been our problem with the Union Canal. There's just really almost nothing left preserved of it. We have found some pretty cool looking locks yet, but a lot of the, like I said, the stuff that went with the locks, like the doors and being able to really see how they work, that's all gone. In fact, most of the locks are just ruins, a few stones left. So I think it'll be a lot more information boards with pictures and stuff like that, so you'll be able to see what the boats look like, what the mules look like. There's just some way back there, which I'll show a little bit later in this video. So I think in exploring the Delaware Canal, you also get a better idea and appreciation of the Union Canal as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why we do the two at the same time. Plus, I just love doing this stuff too. And once again, you can see the Delaware Canal, and there's the Delaware River just off to our side. Yes, abandoned 1931. There was talk of like filling it in, turning it into a highway and stuff like that, but local citizens rushed to its aid, I guess you could say. There was a desire to preserve it, otherwise it would have been destroyed. I think about 40 miles of it was initially made a state park, Roosevelt State Park or something like that. Eventually all of it was made part of a state park. It is about 60 miles long and has about, there's 23 locks along it. And I don't believe all of those locks have been preserved, but most of them have. And I should say it ran from Bristol, just down by Philly, all the way up to Easton. And we'll probably bike a lot of it too. Most of this towpath is really nice. Did see a few sections back there looked a little rough, but I think a lot of it we'll just be able to bike. Maybe we'll walk parts of it too. But at least that's the plan. Yeah, just really, actually really nice out here. Alright, so I turned around, making my way back where I came from. Not hiking a whole section of it today, just doing an intro video. But it looks like you could kayak a section of it here. So once again, this is the towpath trail. Remember the canal boats would travel through here. They didn't have motors back then, but they were towed by mules. The mules would walk along this path, towing the canal boat behind them. That's how they moved them. And this canal was used primarily for coal. Bring coal down from the anthracite region up further north. Of course, they would bring other goods up too, not just coal, but coal was one of the main things they transported along this canal. Yeah, so we'll hike and bike some of these sections. So I know I attached my action cam to the bike. Tried it out last summer, that worked out pretty well. So bike along with you, and then we'll stop and look at different things, whether it's canal related or like I do, we see something else cool nature-wise or something, we'll stop and take a look. There's also a number of covered bridges along this route too. It'll be a beautiful series, I think, full of just scenic areas, nature, and history. Alright, let's make our way back up. I'm going to quick show you just a few of the information boards up here. I'll have some pictures of what the boats look like, and they have the mules and things like that. Yeah, so here's some information about the mules. Mule power. Mules provide the power to move the boats along the Delaware. Yeah, compared to a horse, the short-footed mule ate less, had strong endurance, and better health. About 25 miles or more a day. You can pause to read all this if you want to. I'm not going to hold the camera here forever for you. But yeah. What is this? Mules had an unusual form of relaxation. According to one boatman, if the mules seemed tired during the day, the driver would let them have a roll or two in a nearby field and then continue. Roll around. You can see there's the boat back there. Kind of see the rope. They kind of pulled the boats along. I think there's some pictures of the boats over here. Yeah, right here you go. Canal boats are kind of long and slender, so they kind of got it through the canal. Not sure where the mules are. I guess that's the mule up there. But if, like I say, once again, if you want to pause the video to read some of these things, you may. I think the other side talks a little about the preservation, yeah. Yeah, after the canal closed in 1931, threats of draining the canal to make a highway mobilized concerned citizens into action. You see them, people tried to save it, and they did. It's still here. And of course, this is another thing lacking on the Union Canal is a lot of these information boards that show pictures and stuff. I think it'd be great to have that. I think I talked in a recent video, like there really is no organization for the Union Canal, it seems, like for the whole thing to help try and preserve it and raise awareness of it. I feel like there needs to be something like that. And at some of these parks and places, more information. I've seen some parks, they have some information about the Union Canal, but I feel like there should be a lot more than just preserving it. Anyway, so yeah, and another thing that makes this good is, like right now, it'll be a little while before another Union Canal video comes out, because I'm trying to finish up the section in Lebanon County, so I've sent a bunch of permissions out. I'm waiting for those permissions, and I can put all that planning together. So it'll be a little while before the next couple of ones come out of the Union Canal. But if I have another canal to do, then in the in-between part, that works out quite well. So, and onwards it goes that way, up towards Easton. So that'll be it then for this video, folks. Just want to introduce another series. Not sure when the first one will come out, but at some point here. Alright, I'm gonna some other places I want to stop at here today in Bucks County. So as always, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you around.